Hello, hello, this is Arcades, and welcome to another video on Stormworks Build and Rescue. Hope you're having a good time, hope you're having a good day. Now, you may know, the past few days I've been doing videos on a career play through a dedicated server called the Naval Yard. Well, I decided today I'm going to show you some of the tools that I have been and am going to use during that playthrough. And sure, some of this can change, but these are going to be the primary things I'm going to use. They were built during my streams on twitch.tv, or Arcades Test. Info will be in the link, in the description. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to go over the 3 to 4 major vehicles I'm going to be using, and maybe a few other things if I deem it necessary to show off. So let's get down to it. First thing I'm going to show is a boat that's going to be right here, and I built this a while back when I first started streaming, and it's been a reliable little boat. Not perfect, but it's been reliable and trusty. So let's get to it. Now, alright, first things first. So now this boat I built on stream for a career, brand new with a bunch of people. We were playing multi with oh, hold on a second, I gotta save this for somebody. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show off here is we have this one, my career boat 2AZD. Don't ask where those came from, as I made different versions of this boat. I gave them random attributes to the names so that it would just stand out. So it's a small little boat, as the original shape was right here, but I found this was limiting its speed, you know, wedges and all. So I changed primary shape to the 1x1s, but I left this section here to harken back to its original shape. In the front, well, I guess it'd be better just spawn it and show you the features. Now, as you see, it sits pretty deep in the water. It's a pretty solidly deep boat. It comes with multiple rope points here for connections. We have a singular hose pump setup. Spray from here. Helps if I actually do something else. We'll come inside real quick. We'll do a quick turn on of the power. And it gives us a nice good spray to use for firefighting. And of course, obligatory hose. We have a spotlight on the front with controls. They are also shortcutted on the main driver's seat. Lighting, of course. We got searchlights up top for a great spread forward. We have some side tanks, which they don't hold a lot, but you know, there's something. If I find a use for them, I can use them. And these are the exhaust and air ports for the engines. We have a little boat ramp, which helps for NPCs. You just basically come swimming up here. You might need to hop, but you just walk on up. And the NPCs will do so also. You got your air, and as you can see, a large number of flares to use for nighttime missions. And we have seating down the side. We have equipment down this side. Flare launching right there. Bilge. More bilge. And then access to down below for repairs. We have our beds. I know it's a little crude down here. We have fuel tanks, which is 6 of these tanks. Bilge sensor. We have access to the pumping area. There is a little cargo hatch, so you can throw small bits of cargo down here. We have, this is for, just like I said, access for repairs for the front of the ship, including the fire hose Oh, 3 beds. Must have been... We got some repair equipment there. Back here's the engines. And I say plural, I mean plural. We have 8 small engines back here. You know, 4 on each side. They each 4 drive one shaft, 4 drive the other shaft. And a unified thing and their unified fuel system. I don't believe... Yeah, no, I don't think the drive shafts are unified. So that engine controls that prop. Those engines control that prop. But they're both on the same engine microcontroller. So it's a pretty trusty boat. It's not the fastest by any means. That's its one major downfall. It's not very fast. But when it comes to towing and endurance, it's a solid plane. Now, if you watch the last episode, this is what I use to tow my plane and get it back in the air. Control-wise, it has one circuit panel that controls all the stuff between the batteries and the rest of the systems. I don't think I have any systems that are tied outside of it directly to the batteries. So, and simple operation. We have a tow button, which I need to rename. RPS set. And that, I just hit 1, the boat is on, hit the clutch up, and away we go. Alright, next up, I have a seaplane that I like to use. Now, this is technically the second version of this vehicle. One I'll show here in a minute. So we have our seaplane. This is developed over time. And as you can see, it has a lot of my last career play with it. It was one of my major components once I got stuff unlocked to use. So you see we got big pontoons here. We got open up to access the engine bay. There is a hatch on this side that also does the same. More access. It's powered by a single medium. I did change the exhaust ports here, but I'm going to have to move them back at a later date. We have a pumping system. We have, I believe this goes straight to the water. You have a pump input coming from both sides, like an output, so they're meant to drain the pontoons if they take any water in, or I can connect to that and create an output. And we have a charging port, so you can charge something else and charge this. This one fires one of the flares. It's a pretty straightforward plane. It has a little bit of an issue, but now this one has been modified. Oh. We have some takeoff fins. I finally got around to adding ladders to the front, to the side of the pontoons. There are 6 padded seats right there, so people can just hang off. We got more padded seats right here. People sit there, doing rescues. And it's a pretty straightforward. I do have electric motors installed in the pontoons. So I can, again, security of 1 circuit breaker to the equipment to save the batteries. And as you can see, just moving off of electric motors, 1 small electric motor to 1 regular propeller. And just like the boats, we have a PID set up. Oh wait, this defaults to 5. That's why I gotta move the exhaust. The clutch controls that. It's just how the build ended up. I know I could use collective, but this is how it ended up going. For some reason, if you go above a certain RPS, the back fins on the pontoons don't work in the water. Because apparently it's going too fast. But if they do manage to stay there, you can use them to turn the boat, or turn the boat turn the plane in the direction you need to, and then just merely... Why is that still saved? And away it flies. Okay, that should be the last of the waterborne stuff. I have another vehicle that's capable of being spawned in the water, but I'm not going to show it off here. So we're going to head off to another hangar, and we're going to look at the other stuff there. Now, next up, since we did that plane, let's show the original version of it. Yes, and I say this is the original. This was a prop plane I had made back in the day, because it was my first medium engine build. And I wanted something small. I wanted to make it as compact as possible on the medium engine. And I, for the most part, succeeded. Yeah, it's not perfect, but... Go away. Alright, so we have... It has all the same features for the most part concerning flight. The same lights. 6 blades, actually, instead of the 4. And it has big rugged rear wheels. Carries... Oh, and like the other plane, this back wall is covered with rescue implements. Could use a few more welding torches, but it is what it is. And the plane does actually float in the water if it crashes, so it can be recovered. I need to make some improvements to its ability to be recovered, but all in all, that port has generally saved the plane. So, and it flies pretty much the same as the other one. Power on, throttle up, engine up, clutch up, and in the air we go. You might be asking, do I really need to go that high? Yes, for whatever reason, I actually need to go higher than it takes to actually fly the plane. So thus, I do what I do, but all in all, it becomes a nice, stable, solid plane. Does it well enough. And now we're going to go watch my horrible landing skills. They're like, wait, you got a bush plane. How can you have horrible landing skills? You'd be surprised. Now, you'd also be surprised where I have landed this thing. Now, when it comes to landing it, I can do it. When it comes to precision landing, that tends to be a little bit more of an issue. Like landing anywhere on the green grass, that's fine. But when we're talking landing like on a specific landing strip here, even as big as they are, I tend to fail at that a little bit. That and this plane has a weird issue with its yaw. And that affects the ability to land the plane. And yeah, most of the time that's how the landings go. And this is the last major one I wanted to show off. And this is my heavy lift helicopter. This is a relatively cheap helicopter. It's slowly getting more and more expensive as I add stuff and modify it, but overall, like the original version of the craft is cheap. This version, as it's been developed, is not as cheap. What it is a heavy lift helicopter I designed to carry containers, and have slowly added features over time. It has searchlights, pontoons, which I refer to as its floaties, you know, like little kids' floaties over its arms. And The course looks basic. The you'll notice there's a theme with all. They look kind of crude. There's a bit of design in them, but they look crude overall. There was a plan for this hose, but I have since just left it because you never know what you need sometimes. We have two doors. We have electrical outputs or connectors to help charge the plane or helicopter, or charge other stuff. Got a simple fold-down door, one on each side. Oh, power. So the doors work directly off the batteries, but we have lighting buttons, more lighting buttons. See, those control the ones back here. This one controls the one right up here, so I can see as a driver. Same beacon locator that was on the planes. I got a compass ball right there. I got another one there. It was an experiment to see how visibility. And as you can see, some decent view from side to side, as in shown in the career series. Now, you should have seen this with the last career episode when I was hauling the boat around and all those people, which you don't get to see. It's a bit tight quarters. The main power plants are these two large marine diesels, large engines. Funny story with that is I was on stream and joking about it, and I decided to throw in like some random box with two of these in them and see how it would fly, and it turned out to be very reliable. And this design came from that. So we have a back cargo door. I did try to make it watertight, but for a career basis, it was too expensive. There is a reason for the floats. They help keep it level in the water. We got a slew of equipment here. We have the fluid port. This is for filling the fuel tanks. There are 8 large fluid tanks. So it has a capacity of 5,600 off the start. Various equipment right here. Compass added because I'm playing first person only with the dedicated server. 2 tanks of water, which I can actually change that to other things. They can be filled through here or through some ports on the back. Anything else I need to, beds for that use. We got our GPS sitting there, just like in the boat, so I can read it without having to actually, have a screen and involve more logic. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It has uses Urine Wind's helicopter gyro for the collective only. It uses the regular in-game gyro for everything else. And I know you're going, why are you doing that? I don't know. I just did. I like the original gyro more than Urine Wind's. Not that his was bad. There were certain things I just didn't like about it, but I did like its collective control and how it keeps the helicopter at a stable altitude without having to fiddle with too much. So thus I left it in there. Now these right here, these pontoons are meant for holding the well, you know what? How about I just show you? It's a lot easier to show it. You know what? We got the exhaust outputs. I need to really change that, but it's just for opening the door. That one of those is. It's probably the ones on the other side. But this is, and I nicknamed it the Buff, playing off the term named another military vehicle. I believe the B-52 has his nickname of the Buff, which stands for big, ugly, we'll say fat fella. So we're back out of the water. And we will show you the special thing about the helicopter. So, we'll spawn it in. And as you notice, those pontoons allow it to float. Just enough. Because the air intakes are right there. So it keeps the air intakes above the water. So all I have to do is get in here, hit the power, hit one, the helicopter comes to life. Now, the pond, as you can see, the exits are on the side. Thing lets out a huge smoke screen. Can't let the enemy know where I'm at. Anyways, the pontoons do not have to stay there. We can drop them by hitting 2 and 4. They fall right off. The 2 and 4 deactivate, and now you notice there's a pair of arms. Hopefully their shape should seem familiar because they have one purpose. Let's close that door real quick. And that is... Oh, hello. Nice. I saw you, Mr. Lightpole. Alright, we will do it this way. And while it's not perfect, and it does take a little bit of practice, and using the back door, containers get hooked onto there. And as you can see, this is what it's used for. And that's what those arms are used for. I carry the containers off the side with the same exit profile without having to worry about my landing capabilities. Does it make the helicopter a little wider in situations than it needs to? Yeah, but generally my rotor blades are wider than anything else. So landing is more dictated by the rotor blades than those arms. And then I can just literally bring them over to the destination, bring it down, hit the same buttons that drop the pontoons, in this case 2 and 4, and then there we go, we're done. And if I want to stack them, I can set up all the containers ahead of time and stack them and take them to the place. So, that's the buff for you. Trains. I do have... We have the train. This is a 4-cylinder 5x5 mod engine train based off of a diesel design. No particular train, it's just how it ended up. Got 5 bogies. This I built on stream for a particular purpose of taking a bunch to the Arctic. There's some designs that, or some things that were clipped from the full version, which I will pull that out so you can see it. Actually, no. Well, I don't. Here, we'll just leave it for now. Mostly it was just aesthetic stuff. So I got handles on the front, so you can just grab onto them. We got some doors, 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 and if there's no power, there's always this door. We have another door, which contains supplies. Now keep in mind, this is tailored for career. What the hell? I've always been able to walk through here. I'm gonna have to fix that next time. This thing does have a water tank for putting out fires. It has a 17,000. Oh, sorry, my bad. Nearly 19,000 liter gas tank, capable of pumping out and pumping in said fuel. And if need be, power can be turned on for just fueling. We have access for the generator if that gets broken. We got logic room work. I think I need to work over this for the dead man switch. I don't think it works as well as I was hoping. And, you know, simple access panels for the engine. All these are that. And let's see. We got a basic heater set up. Batteries with emergency. It comes with a small electric motor as well. So you can gauge that so that you can move it out without having to actually engage the engine. We got engine, clutch, and brakes. This is, I don't know if I have this fully working yet, but this was to control the brakes on the engine or on the cars that would be attached to it. We have lighting buttons right there. The numbers are lit up. Numbers lit up. We have a master-slave system here. So if I have multiple of these chained together, whichever one is the master will control all of them. And some dials for info for the mod engine. And this is the thing I'm really proud of. So when I made this train, I designed it with the idea is that it will have a tanker car in between the engines if I wanted it to. So this would be a career option as well, because I did build it for a career option. No, this isn't one of those. Again, I love building all my train cars with small electric motors so I can propel them without too many issues. And why didn't you hook up? Why is that button activated? Alright, attaches, and oh look! Now we have fueling options. I turn on those pumps, it starts filling the fuel tank inside here. And if I had a tanker car, say if there was another one of these engines in master slave mode, behind on the other side of this tanker, attached up, this is built so that it'll transmit the information through this car over to the slave engine, and vice versa. Now about here, this not only does this act as a fuel tanker for this, but it can actually just act as a regular tanker as well. We have fluid, pump controls. This side controls these ports, and this side controls these ports. You know. And you pump in through the green ones, and you pump out through the red ones. Pretty straightforward. There is one more car. Two more cars I'm gonna show, in fact. And we have my container car. So it's a double container car setup. We have the frame comes out. You have to move the container close by to release a relative distance. Then you use those to hook up to the ropes on the top of the container. Use the winches. Turn this off. Make sure your connectors in the container are on. And you set the container down with the winch down once you've closed the frame. Container will hang just above there. And then all you gotta do, let the connectors turn on. And there's even some grippers down here that will grab the rails that are on the bottom of the container and bring it all together and lock it into place. The ropes can still stay above, and it just holds everything together. This is the double. I also have a single, and it is also self-propelled. And then there is also this guy. This is my container mover. It involves the starter tractor you get from the starter island if you save it. If you manage to save it, use it. I tweaked this one, and this is about as much of the only ground vehicle I have. And this is designed to go around the container, picks it up, you pull it along with this, like say up to next to that container car I just showed you, drop it off, just undo the ropes, store them, and go on your way. Let's show you so you can see it actually looks. And yeah. Stormworks Coast Guard. Straightforward and basic. A functional frame. So, alright, that should be it for all of my career stuff that I will probably be using at some point in any given career playthrough. Funny thing is like this train costs 66,000, but I also have this thing, which is just a little bit more, and it runs on Steam. This might even come out. Not as practical, however, but it is there. All right. A little bit of tease of some of my work. All right, so I think that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I hope you get to see some of the tools that I will be using during the playthroughs, and other stuff that will evolve, that may end up evolving their designs over the course. Like this window that was added because of playing on that server. So, hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed what you watch. This is Arcades. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, give me a shout, tell me what you thought, and yeah, have yourself a good day. This is Arcades, signing out. Okay. This is Arcades, signing out.